Yes, guys, the meltdown continues.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Unrestrained podcast. Say hi to the people, Alfred.
What's up, everyone? Welcome. Hey, it's a great pleasure, man. It's not me. It's right there. Jess, the man, the founder, Lexit. So we're excited here to be here, man. Thank you so much. We're ready to go, man. Let's take this. Let's do this.
How you doing, Jesse?
Good. It's blessed.
Good, man. So listen, everybody knows who Jesse Holguin is. He's one of the co-founders of the Lexit movement.
Well, the only
And-
founder. Only. Not
Oh, you're the
co-
only founder. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad, Jesse, because I actually I'm on the Turning Point website, and so we need to call Charlie Kirk and get him corrected because it said co-founded in 2018. So was it 2018?
Yeah.
It was.
It's been 6 years, bro. Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, brother. And you know what? So I asked Alfred to reach out to you because I remember. So, I was red pilled back in 2006. I'm gonna say that's when I was red pilled, but I'm not really sure. But what red pilled me was Obama's first term during his election and his speeches when he was running for president that first time. I used to be pretty big in what's called oh gosh, I just forgot. But it's called
MySpace?
nah, bro. It's called NLP.
Oh, NLP. Got it.
NLP, neuristic language pattern. It's like a sales technique, right? It's a way to sell people, to influence, right? And it's like it's taught in like a lot of sales positions. So when you understand NLP and you hear it, it's like when the first time I heard him, I was like, this guy is like a master of NLP, where he's saying a whole lot of buzzwords, but it means nothing, right? Like hope and change. What does that really mean, right? And so for years, man, I've said this in the podcast a couple of times. I felt like I was alone. I used to work from home. I had an office, and I used to just work there. And I used to read. I think the only conservative platform was Drudge Report, and I think Breitbart at the time, right?
Wow.
And then all of a
That guy
sudden,
that died too. What was his name? That white guy, the radio host guy.
Matt Drudge, I think. Yeah, it was Matt
No,
Drudge.
no, the other white guy. What's his name? And when he died of cancer not long ago.
Is it Limbaugh?
Oh,
Yeah,
Rush
Rush
Limbaugh.
Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh.
It's funny you bring him up, Jesse, because man, can you imagine how happy he would be right now?
Yeah.
Please, bro.
He was
Did you listen to Rush Limbaugh at all before?
I've heard him. Yeah, I heard him.
Okay. Did you ever were you like a listener of his show at all? Did you ever listen to the radio show at all?
No, not a lot, but I heard him and seen him on videos and stuff like that.
See, that's why I say I remember being a kid and I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh. Because I used to work and just have the radio on, and he would just be in the background, And this was before I even had an understanding of politics or anything. I just thought he was entertaining, and I guess I realize now that he influenced me, But I texted Alfred because I always remember. I remember when I first saw a clip of you. It was like an interview, and I think you were like in the street somewhere, and you were telling your story, and it was like this Lexit thing, right? And Candace Owens had already come out with Blexit, and I just remember being like, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe that there's like a Latino guy out there that gets it, that understands what's going on, and is like, I mean, even like doing something about it. Like, I don't know. I guess I want to ask you, like how, like what? I don't know. How were you red pilled, bro? I don't even know if I've even heard that story. I've heard your testimony, your time in jail, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But what was your like red pill, or for lack of a better term?
It was my faith, brother, because I was a Democrat, bro. I was a righteous Democrat my whole life. My family had grown up, like, because my grandparents were heavily involved in politics mostly, and I spent a lot of time with them, so they always had CNN on, and they were always pushing Democrats on me and whatever. You know how most minorities, we grow up thinking we're Democrats. They told me we're Democrats because we're for the Democrats for the minorities and the Republicans for the whites. So I was always a Democrat, bro. And
Yeah.
then but my faith, brother, what did it for me, bro, as I started growing in my faith, as I started going stronger in the Lord, reading my Bible and just growing in my faith, um, I just seen, bro, that they go against all my godly moral values. And I think I even might, maybe when I heard like a sermon from a pastor, and he said, we're supposed to be on godly values and that's supposed to be your focus on. And then I was like, yeah, you know what, that's true. Hey, how am I? Then I seen that they're killing babies and all that. But what did it for me too, like you said, was Obama. That's what broke the straw that broke the camel's back was Obama, bro. Once he started he was making pastors turn over their sermons if they said anything about LGBT, whatever, the Rainbow Mafia, whatever.
Yeah.
If they said something, he was making them turn over sermons. He opened an investigation into Billy Graham. I'm like, that's how could you open an investigation into Billy Graham? You know, I mean, you're
Yeah.
all foul, all bad, and then just everything about that they were evil, and I was just seeing it because of my faith,
Right.
So I was like, you know what? So at first I got mad, bro. So first my anger when I started seeing all that, and then all the too, like you said, Obama made the men go in women's restrooms, and then he made the White House rainbow colors and all like that. Eh?
Yeah.
So then I was pissed. Eh? So then that led me to start doing my homework, bro. And I started looking up on the Democrats, and I seen their racist past, bro, about the
Right.
KKK. Learned about Margaret Sanger, righteous racist, and
Right.
Jim Crow, and just the racist past of the Democrats. And I was like, whoa, I never knew none of this. They never told me none of this stuff. When I was in school, they never said that the Democrats were the racist past and this and
They
that. So I
forgot
was
to
like,
teach you that in history
oh,
class, right? That they're a bunch
yeah,
of
man.
racists, bro.
Yeah, I learned
Yeah.
about who founded the KKK and just all that stuff. I started learning, and I was like, whoa, I never knew none of that. So then it made it easier. So then I was done with them. But I didn't really know nothing about Republicans, nothing. And then Trump came out, bro. And then I wasn't big on Trump, bro. I was for Cruz. I was rolling for Cruz. I wanted Cruz. I didn't know nothing about Trump or nothing. But I
Yeah.
just wanted Cruz. But then
Ben
when
Carson was my guy, bro. You didn't like Ben Carson? That was my guy.
yeah, I like Ben Carson, but I just like to cruise. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to cruise too. But yeah, I love Ben Carson
Not
too.
because you're racist, bro, and you were
Yeah.
Latinos.
No, but no, I didn't really know too much about Carson back in those.
All right.
Now I do. I know all about it. I was even sitting next to him
Yeah.
at the White House in the Rose
Yeah.
Garden. He was sitting next to me. But he's a good brother. Like I said, but I didn't know him at that time. Like I said,
Yeah,
I didn't
you
really
didn't know who he
know
was. You didn't
too
know his
much.
history, and the
Yeah. I
movie that
was
was made
fresh out
about
of,
him.
you know what I mean? The only thing I knew
Yeah.
was prison and YA, you know, in gangs. That was most, you know, I wasn't too much. That's why I didn't know about Ben Carson. Or
Yeah.
now I do, and now I know he's great. So, but anyways, so then when Trump won, I just seen he was doing great, bro. Like he's the greatest president that I ever seen when he was in office. It's just everything
Yeah.
was going great for him, man. And then I just seen, you might say that the fake media started Lexit, or the fake media made me get involved, because I would have never got involved or whatever. But I was just sick of seeing the fake media, bro, just 24/7 bombarding Trump, bro. They were just
Yeah.
like bombarding him. And then me and all the Latinos that I know that I kick around with church and just whatever, we're all conservatives. And we're all like, what? We like Trump. And I don't know what they're talking about. We want the wall. Trump's doing great and all that. And then so I started off by just arguing, debating, bro, on social media, like on whatever, Facebook and that, just debating with people and all that. I was just debating
Yeah.
all
So
the time.
this, sorry to interrupt, Jay. So this would be like your personal platform, right? Like
My
you're
own
just going on
personal.
your own pages and you're just going back and forth with people, like all of us were at
Yeah,
the time, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know, because see,
yeah.
this is the thing that I got. This is why I'm excited to talk to you, bro. Because this is the thing that I'm trying to communicate is the thing that I admire about you, and I'll let you keep going, but I kind of wanted to take a pause here. Is that like knowing your history, bro? You know the hood, the gangs, you know, you're not the guy, bro. Like you're not the guy that goes out and starts like a movement. You know, it's like I think of I think of myself, bro, because I'm hearing your timeline, right? And like you know how you say you didn't even know who Ben Carson was. right?
Yeah.
And I feel like you make me feel like this, bro. Like let me show like this because I've been knowing since 2006, right? Like
Yeah.
as you think back, bro, I'm 2006, bro. I'm like deep in it, bro. I'm already on Facebook telling everybody Obama's a fraud, Barry
Yeah.
Soetoro, all that stuff, right? In
Yeah.
2006. Fast forward 2018, and I haven't done anything about it, bro. I didn't start no Lexit movement. You know what I mean?
Man.
You know, I'm just like most guys, bro, and I'm out there just, you know, arguing with people on social media. And for me, it was backwards. It's funny because you became a believer and then you became a conservative, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. For me, I was a Republican conservative first, and then I became a believer. So what?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm like the opposite from you, bro. And the trippy thing about just to share my testimony, just a real short, is that I grew up Catholic like most Latinos, right? I don't know if that was the same for you, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah, and so I had never really went to church, bro. My kids were getting older, and I got to a point in my life where my daughter was like 18 years old, 17, getting ready to go to college. And I felt this overwhelming guilt that I had not laid a foundation for my daughter because my dad had laid that foundation for us. Even though I wasn't going to church, I wasn't like a practicing Catholic, right? And long story short, what made me go, I decided to go back to the Catholic church that I used to go to. And I'm not bashing on Catholics. This is not the point, but this is just my story. Is I go back, bro, and you know how they do this thing in church where they do the prayer, like they'll petition like for the saints, reza por nosotros, for the Pope, and they just repeat, right? And all of a sudden, bro, I hear them say, I think it was something like they wanted to pray for the passage of Obamacare, right? And I don't know if you know this at the time, Jesse, you probably know now, but there was funding for abortion in Obamacare. Right. And so for me, because I understood that, bro, I'm listening to like, wait, this is crazy. Like, why are they're praying? They're literally praying for the funding of abortion, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe these guys don't know, bro. Most people don't spend all day like I do reading articles in politics, right? So I go to on Monday, I call the church and their secretary answers. I'm like, hey, I was at church. I tell them the whole story. And she's like, hey, oh yeah. The pastor met with our representative, and she promised that if we support it and after they pass it, that they would remove that language from the bill, right? And I remember reading and watching the news how they were going around telling people we have to pass it first, and then we'll remove that language from the bill, right? And I was like, nah. I can never go back to this place because this is supposed to be like what's leading me here. Nah, bro. So I ended up going to a Christian church, and it's all she wrote, bro. I gave my life to Christ, been saved ever since. So it was a backwards thing for me. I was in reverse. But sorry, brother. I'll let you keep going. But so I guess what I want to know is like, so because you left off you're on Facebook and you're like most of us but how'd you go from that, bro, to like, all right, I'm like, how do you start a Lexit movement? How does that even happen? I wouldn't even know where to start.
I just made it, bro. Because I was helping some dude. He was running a conservative page, so I just started. He was helping me, let me post stuff on his page. So I was just like that, posting things, and then I wanted a platform, bro. Like I said, a bunch of Latinos. So I started asking Latinos, hey, should we? And they were like, should we make something for Latinos? And they were like, yeah, let's do it. So then I just did it, bro. I just made up like on the page, just made Lexit, and then started posting stuff like that, and started growing up, bro, fast. Like as soon as I did it, like then I'll just get Latinos and all that. We'll take pictures and all that, holding signs and say Lexit. You don't have to be Democrats or whatever. Just doing little stuff like that, going lives on Facebook, and we were just going like that. And it was a trip, bro, because as soon as we started, bro, like boom, bro, instantly we blew up because that was before all the censorship and all that. So before,
Yeah.
bro, like even anybody, you wish you would have started a long time ago because it was so easy to blow up and back in the before all that censorship crap, eh? So man, bro, with the like quick, bro, I just got
No,
30,000, forty
it's true,
thousand,
Jesse,
like
because
fast, bro.
it was quick. I mean, I remember
Quick.
it was like, I mean,
It was quick.
next thing I know, it's like Lexit, and then it's like a big movement. And
Yeah.
you know what I think it would have been? You could correct me. This is my theory, Jesse, just because I'm on the outside, right? Like I said, I'm like always deep into politics during this time. I'm not like as much anymore, but in that time, it's all I lived it. I spent all day reading articles, right? And I remember seeing it, and I guess it was probably a lot of people like me, and I'm a Latino too, right? And I think the reason it took off is because like I was telling you earlier, it was like I was just alone in the world, right? And not even the context of just like an alone Latino. I just felt like a lone American, bro. You know what I mean? A lone American that's like looking at what the heck is going on and watching. It's like watching everybody just be deceived, and buying into all the nonsense, you know. And I think the reason why you blew up, and I don't know if maybe you have more insight, but from my point of view, I just think people like me were just so excited, man, that it's like, man, there's more of us out there, you know.
Well, yeah, that's true. But plus, to me, it was the Lord. It was just
Oh yeah, of
favor
course.
from the Lord. It was 100% for the Lord because there was other, even to this day, there was other conservative Latino organizations before. So it's not like I was like the first. There was, and those ones never grew. No one ever liked them. Not, you know what I mean. So,
Yeah,
so to me, it was the favor of God, like I said, because there was other ones and all that, and so it wasn't like, you know what I mean, because
well, I
knowing what
never heard of
everyone
them.
knows. Yeah, because no one likes them and they never grow. They're just all squares, eh? They're just all squares, like rhinos type. And no one likes them, eh? But see,
Yeah,
the reason they liked us too, like I said, it was all the Lord, favor from the Lord. But then I was like, my goal was like, I want to make it cool to be a Republican, eh? Especially at that time, Republicans were just all white squares, like rich white, like that. That's how I was.
The
I
Mitt
was like,
Romneys and the those types,
yeah, it
right?
was all like that and
Yeah,
bushes and like that. So I was like, I want to make it cool to be. And then they seen that, oh, I was from the hood, you know what I mean? And then like my whole team, and then I would just tell everybody, just be yourselves, just talk from the heart, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because when I first started, bro, I hooked up with conservatives and like that, and then they used to tell me, "Oh, you have to talk perfectly and statistics and facts and all be like that, like the norm. That's the norm, whatever." So I tried at the beginning, but then I was like, "I can't. I gotta just be me, eh?" So I was like, "No, what? I'm just gonna be me. Just talk from the heart and all that." And it seemed like when I did that, that's when boom, it went bigger and people they like my story and then they like the way I talked about me and my team and all that. We were always like that. And then who helped me a lot too was Anna Paulina. She was a good friend of mine. So when I first started, Anna helped Lexit a lot. She helped me a lot. She was getting me like big things like to be speaking at big events, and
Mm.
she plugged me in with Turning Point and just like other things. Anna helped me a lot, I could say,
Man,
at the
bro, so
beginning.
you were in the hood, just like arguing with people on Facebook, and
Yeah.
then you start the Lexit movement, and then all of a sudden now you're like on stage talking to people.
Imagine my first time ever, like, and I had just like barely started. I had never did nothing or nothing, right? Just was
Yeah.
barely starting. I get a call, the first one that I ever called, and this is the first. This is we're barely going, eh? Right? I think I had like 35,000 or something followers or whatever. And then I get a call and it's
Mhm.
David Harris Jr., eh? So I
Oh,
answer the
David
phone. I
Harris.
was thinking that I was
Yeah.
back there with my wife and I get a phone. I was like, who's this? And I got it, bam. And it was David Harris Jr. And he's like, hey, it's David Harris Jr. And I was like, oh, what's up, man? I know who you are. I
Yeah.
seen you and all that. And he's like, hey, we're having a Lexit rally in LA. It was the very first Lexit. They had never had no rallies or nothing at all. We're gonna have a Lexit rally in LA. We
Mhm.
want you to come and speak, eh, Candace and Tatum. we want you to come and then speak. Eh? So I was like, yeah. So, and I had never spoke nothing, bro. And I just got thrown into the fire, and it was like
Yeah.
big on theater, and it was like packed. And I was even all scared behind the stage. I was like, dang, you know what I mean? I just started, I didn't think it was going to get none of all this. Eh? And I'm back
Right.
there, and it's me, David Harris, Tatum, Candace, Robbie Starbuck was there, Anomaly, that white girl, the skinny one. I
Hey,
forgot
whatever
her.
happened with Anomaly, bro? I haven't heard from
He's
that guy.
still around, but I don't. He's still a friend. He's a friend of mine, whatever. But I don't
Yeah.
really pay attention to him so more because he's all anti-Israel. Eh?
Oh, is he?
He's all anti-Israel, so
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to him no more. But like that, bro, I was thrown into the fire, bro, like that. So
Yeah.
I spoke right there at the first Lexit rally, bro. That was like the first big time I ever did anything, bro.
Hey, Jesse. So the reason I'm going back like this, bro, and because I've been thinking about like the fact that Trump got, what was it, 53% of the, was it the male Latino vote or the Latino,
I
the
think it was
male,
55, for
was
the
it
men.
55?
Men.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, bro? Like because I mean, there, you had a part in that, bro. Like Lexit had a
Big
part of that.
time.
You know,
Big time.
I saw the video of Charlie Kirk, bro, like when on election night, and he just broke down and cried. And when I saw that, bro, because I mean that guy worked hard, bro. You know, and I don't know what you've been doing. You know, I haven't been following you as closely. I mean, I know you're out there and you're hustling and you know you're doing your thing too. So I just wondered, man, like, man, I wonder how Jesse feels like because um yeah, brother. I mean,
I was
I don't know
just,
if it, I don't know if it would have happened, bro, if it wasn't for like Lexit, you know?
I don't know, bro.
Because like
I
I
was
said,
just,
bro, 2006, I was the only Latino, bro. You weren't even, you were over there probably voting for Obama back in those times. I'm just
but
kidding.
I was just in awe, bro. Like I was just in awe that the Lord used me, bro, for something like that to save the nation. Like I was just like, whoa. I'm always just amazed when I see the Lord. Even me right there praying with Trump or just
Yeah,
every time something big, I just in awe, like, wow, I can't believe God used me for that, or you, because I always ask him to use me and I always
yeah,
ask him to use me on, but just like I was just in awe at God, like, whoa, like speechless, like I can't believe God did that or whatever. Because like, here's good you said it, because anybody who knows, bro, we had a lot to do with that, bro. Even if
yeah.
you look at
Hmm.
the numbers from 6 years ago started going, and that's from when Lexi came out. That's when the numbers started slowly, and it
Yeah,
isn't a coincidence. Like I said, there's been other conservative Latino organizations, and that been around since Reagan's years and all. I mean, and not Latino vote never went up. Nothing, you know what I'm
right.
saying? Even the first time Trump went, it was all right numbers, but it wasn't even as close like how it was and all that. It wasn't in a coincidence. Eh? It was because we were putting it down, bro. Like I
Yeah,
was been putting it down for 6 years, and I knew it would do that. That for Latinos to see other Latinos, you know what I'm saying?
right.
And then see not only that, see ones from the hood and like that, and then what? And then they see
Yeah,
us out there like that. So and then we were just always posting, boom, blasting, boom, 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 boom. That's all we were blasting the left, showing people, showing Latinos the real thing,
yeah,
what's going on, the real issues, and then I just learned. I know what it is. What they were doing, bro. That's what they're see like those the brown pride like movement, the
hmm,
brown like Chicano or whatever like that movement. It got hijacked by Marxists, bro.
hmm,
So they were infiltrating that, bro. They were acting like trying to be down for Rasa and whenever you
right.
see whatever they were trying, but they would go and there would be Marxists in there, and they're
Yeah,
trying to socialist Marxists. They're trying so all that's why if you go over there, like Chicano Park in San Diego or where you see
right.
all those brown berets, they're all Marxists. They don't
Yeah,
think those brown berets are cool, that they're
yeah,
Rasta. No, they're not. They're straight atheists, Marxists. So like they ain't cool. And then
right.
like a big perfect example. I don't know if you knew that dude that was recent that like a year ago. That dude Alex Amarado or whatever, the one that was doing the street vendors dude and all that. he was a perfect example. He was trying to act like he was down, trying to help the street vendors and all that. He wasn't, eh? He was a righteous old Marxist. He just
Yeah.
was using that to build his followers. So if he was around all this time, he would have been blasting Trump, getting all Latinos to, and then all those big Latino pages like So Mexican, Chicago, Food's Gone Wild, all those whatever,
Yeah.
all there's huge. There's a bunch of huge big Latino pages, and they're all Marxists, eh? So they're all just bashing Trump, and they're all pushing leftist propaganda. Oh, Trump wants against Latinos, and they're just all in cahoots together. And we're like the only ones that basically we're always pushing back to whatever they're saying, bro. But that's what we've been telling Latinos, stop, because that's what they want, bro. Those Marxists, they want us to only focus on race and the past and indigenous colonizers, and they don't want us focusing on the issues. And
Hey,
that's why
bro.
we're like, we got to
You know what's
focus
funny,
on
Jesse?
the grooming kids, bro.
The colonizer thing is such a joke, bro, because like Mexico, like, bro, Mexico colonized too. You know what I'm saying? And you have
even
all those
the Indians used to attack other Indians and take their land and rape them and all that
they
same
don't
to
even have
other
reservations
Indians.
for them guys over there. The indigenous Mexicans, they don't get hooked up like they do here. The Navajo got, their own land, bro. They get welfare basically for life.
They get casinos.
Yeah, they get casinos, bro. Where you go to Mexico, you don't see no freaking reservations for the indigenous. They're out there going to freaking Rosarito, bro, and they're out there selling chicles and with their little kids, right?
And then they took California, New Mexico,
Thank God
Texas.
we did.
We ain't getting
God,
free
bro.
stuff.
Thank God, bro, that they kept
took our land
in Texas. Otherwise, we'd be looking like a freaking Tijuana. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It'd be all
I've seen over there is the Mormons. I've seen some of the Mormons that are now colonizing on that. They have reservations out there, so they have land that are being purchased by Mormons. That's the truth.
Yeah, the whole thing's a joke, Jesse. That whole thing is ridiculous, bro. Because they don't look back, and look how the whole hypocrisy of like Mexico, like voter ID, right? You have to have voter ID to vote in Mexico, right? But yet for some reason it's a problem here. You're a racist. It's ridiculous. You couldn't just cross the border into Mexico and think that you're going to just live out there okay, and that Mexico is going to give you amnesty or anything crazy like that.
No, they're trying to block the ones coming from the other countries and that. You know what I'm saying? They're what's that name right there?
Oh, they're north of the. It's
the
Honduras. Is it Honduras?
Honduras, yeah.
The north of Mexico. What's the?
Yeah, they're all trying to force.
Oh, they're racist. They're racist, Jesse. Look, I told the story here, bro. My family's from Zacatecas, right? And I went down to see my mom, and you have all these guys, traveling, okay? And there was some guys standing outside the restaurant, and they were like, "Hey, can you get us some food?" Right? In Spanish, obviously, not like that. But so I got them some food, bro. I'm not gonna give them it. I'll get them some food. I got them some food, and my mom got all upset at me. Like, why are you feeding those people? They're a bunch of, beggars and all this stuff. And to me, they just look like other Mexicans, but it turns out they're like Hondureños or whatever. They're working their way up to the U.S., right? And they don't like them either, bro. They're like riffraff.
Oh yeah. No, they don't want it. But it's just all bad for Mexico because their president, that girl's a righteous nut, righteous far leftist. So it's going to be all bad for them. She's going to watch. Her and Trump are going to be having problems. So they're going to jump all over that. Be prepared when Trump and her start going at it. They're going to be, try to act like Trump or like Mexicans. She's going at it. Was like, nah, she's a whack job. That's why, because she's a righteous old leftist. That's why Trump's going out. Not because she was Mexican, because Trump was cool with the last president. You know what I mean? So it is. And when they do say that, be like, what? He was cool with the other president. Nah, it's just because she's a righteous leftist. That's why.
Isn't she from the same party though, Jesse? Isn't it like that Morena party? I think she's from the same
I just don't
party.
she's a leftist, bro. She's just a leftist bad, the worst than the other guy. Like, she's bad. So I don't know what they're doing over there electing a person like that. So they're all bad. So they ain't gonna get good no time soon electing people. like that over there. But I'm saying is,
my mom's a big old fan, bro, and I try, because why? Because it's the same story when you have socialists take over a country where they're putting all these really pretty policies to help the poor, right? But we all know that it's all temporary, right? It's going to get to a point where yes, you'll get yourself out of some poverty, but then it'll keep progressing into Marxism, right? Where they're going to keep taxing them. So it's all pretty now, they're all excited about all these nice government-based solutions that they're coming up with over there. But, long term, Mexico's in trouble, and it's scary, man, because, one of the things about, and I don't know if you get, let me ask you this, Jesse, I don't know if anybody's ever asked you, like, because see, for me, like, one of the problems that we have as Latinos is that in Mexico, we come, obviously our family comes from Mexico, and so they come with a certain, they have a certain idea of what government is, right? They look at government like their authority and like their provider, right? As opposed to here in America, it's a whole different thing, right? Our government works for us. They're not our provider. They're not here to feed me. They're not here to provide me a house. They're not here for any of that. They're here to protect my freedom and protect the Constitution of the United States, right? So it's a different relationship, the way America or Americans look at government, right? Versus in Mexico, it's like the government is the tool and the solution to everything. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. But also too is, like I was saying earlier, like even like the lowrider movement, because Alfred has homeboys that have lowriders and be around that same. They were even trying to infiltrate that, like the lowrider and like Vato scenes and all that. These Marxists were going in there. That's why I was even just on Lucky Hood Stocks last week or whatever, and the fools were like, "What? The SS? They won't back Trump, whatever." And then I was like, "What? Is that right? So what? Southsiders, they'll back men and women's restrooms. They'll back grooming kids and all that. You don't know what the hell you're talking about."
Right.
But literally every fool that was calling in was a vato from somewhere or whatever, and they're all for Trump. Every single one of us. And I'm like, but see, they were trying to do that. That's what they were trying to act like. Oh, Trump. They were trying to act like, especially to the young, to this day, the kids. We're still getting over the kids, but like the young teens and all that, they act like it's a cool thing to be against. If Trump's against Latino, like they think they're being down for their race by like saying if Trump, and you're being down for us. Like you don't even know what you're talking about. We're conservative. We're against all that crap. The left is pushing the alphabet mafia, all that stuff. That's why I was telling you're down with having kids at drag shows and all that. And that's why you always get them, bro. Whenever you're arguing them leftists, especially Latino ones, that's where you start going, bro, because there's no Latinos can defend that or support that. They want every time they're gonna want to jump to race or the past. That's what they're always going to try to do, but stick on the issues, the inflation, even everything. That's what we always tell the Latinos, focus on the issues, focus on your godly moral values. When they do that, they leave the Democrats, bro. You know what I'm saying? They leave it once you start. That's why they want everybody. That's what they were trying, bro. At the end, you seen them? They were trying to get the Latinos. They jumped all over that Puerto Rican comment at the thing. Oh, see, you don't like Latinos. Oh, you said about the Puerto Rican. They had J-Lo and all of them. Tigres of the north there. All of them. A bunch of Latinos out there crying. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up the Tigres del Norte, Jesse.
Yeah, they were trying to do that.
I was going to ask you this question. Can you imagine, bro, when I saw that, can you imagine if there was an American band going to a Mexican campaign rally? Like, I don't know, let's just say the Eagles, or just freaking any, I want to date myself, but just name any American all-white band, Metallica. You know what I'm saying? Right. They go over there and they do a rally in Mexico or any foreign country, bro. Insert a foreign country, and they're over there trying to tell that population how to vote, bro. Them freaking Tigres del Norte, bro. I'm like, the freaking nerve of you guys, man.
It's some Democrats. One of their people probably said, who, whatever, that they're big and that were Latinos. So that's why they got her, them, J-Lo, they got
Yeah.
Bad
And
Bunny, like
they paid
whoever
him
they
to
thought, yeah,
come.
and they paid them. Yeah, they
Yeah.
paid them all millions. That's why she spent $1 billion, but they were righteously
20
paying them.
million. 20
Yeah,
million
yeah,
in bankruptcy right now. They're bro. $1 billion they invested on all these like I was
celebrity.
saying, moving people on busing and all these. They just give Oprah Winfrey $1 million, and she comes back and says, "Well, that was for the sound, and that was for the lighting." Who does $1 million for a sound and lighting, bro?
Yeah, she said, but they
Nobody.
didn't pay me, but they did it for the side.
But Jesse, listen to you were saying earlier, bro. The thing is that they're so out of touch, bro. Because even the hood, like you said, they have a problem with boys cutting off their penises to be women, right? Even the hood, even in the hood or even in prison. I mean, you've been in prison. I haven't been in prison, bro. But I can
Yeah.
imagine that if in prison, bro, if you were to, what would happen if you punched a woman?
Mhm.
Oh
What would
yeah,
happen to you?
yeah,
What would happen to you, bro, if you were in prison, bro, and you punched a woman? Would there
yeah.
be?
Now they're even regulating them for a spouse abuse. Eh? One of my cousins,
Yeah.
he got arrested for a spouse abuse, and when he was in there, he got regulated in there. He said
Right.
now that they're regulating even for spousal abuses. That's how bad it is right
So for
now.
those of us that don't understand the gangster or prison lingo, I'm assuming punished or beat down, right?
They beat them down. They
Regulated.
jumped
All
them.
right, I
And
just want to make sure,
the
bro, because
other
not all
Latinos,
of
yeah,
us.
the Sureños, the Cholos from
Right.
Southern California, they beat them up. They jumped them.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's get called regulated them for spouse abuse.
Yeah.
So even for spouse abuses, you get regulated now in the
Yeah.
Well,
So
county.
so to your point, is that when you have these guys calling in, like you were saying on the was it hood stocks?
hood stocks. Yep.
Yeah, on hood stocks, bro. These guys are like, oh, pro Trump, and it's like, bro, stop it, man, because you fools have the same values that he represents, right? Generally speaking, right? I mean, generally speaking, they're, I mean, they might not be against abortion, maybe, but we know at least they're not down with the whole LGBTQ alphabet nonsense. They're not
No.
okay with like men and women's sports. That's why I said,
Mhm.
what would happen to you if you punched a woman, like as we saw it in the Olympics? No way, no way. A homeboy in the street. I mean, because I'm saying I'm not the hood, but I've been exposed to the hood. I mean, I've been around the hood growing up. I went to house parties, shot at that kind of nonsense, right? So I'm not totally clueless, but I do understand that if you're in the hood or anywhere and you were to punch a woman, it's a wrap, bro. Man, a man, especially a Latino man, is not gonna deal with that. It ain't gonna happen, bro. And that's the problem with these guys on CNN right now, where they're like, oh, it's just like, not, it's not, Jesse, it's not that we don't, it's because we're misogynist, right, bro? That's the reasoning. The reason we didn't vote for Harris is because we freaking hate women, bro, and we're misogynist. And
And also remember this, both of you
yeah,
guys, anybody that's listening to this. Now, because that's what their biggest they go to every time. Oh, you guys are sellouts, a disgrace to the race, coconuts, or what any of those kind of crap. Say what? You are. You're actually the minority. We're the majority now. It was
yep,
55% of Latino men voted for Trump. So we're the majority now. So now
exactly.
any of you that are anti-leftist or whatever Latinos, you guys are the sellouts to the Latinos and all that, because we're the majority. The majority of Latino men support Trump. So
Right.
remember that. Tell them you guys actually are the sellouts to your people.
Yeah, and the other thing too, Jesse, is that us Latino men, bro, we like alpha males. I mean, you could call it machismo, you call it whatever. Like they're trying to demonize machismo. Like when people think of machismo, it's like, okay, some guy that just walks home and beats up on his wife, right? But the way I
No.
look at that is it's being a man, bro, being an alpha
Alpha
male,
man,
right?
yeah.
And when you look at Trump, bro, Trump is the alpha male of all alpha males, bro. Think of
Wherever he's
one.
at.
Think of
Watch
think of
videos of him with all the other world leaders, and they're all like, all,
how
even like the president of China, all of them, they're like, you know, like if any of us would see Trump, we're like, oh wow, like happy to be right there with them, whatever. They're like that too, bro. Other presidents, other world leaders, they're like,
Jesse,
oh,
look at it
that's
this way,
crazy.
bro. Those world leaders doesn't mean just that they're alphas. For example, like Trudeau, bro. That dude's not an alpha male, bro. Right? But think about when he walks into the UFC, bro. That's the freaking alphas out. Dana White bows down to him, bro. Right?
Yeah.
When he walks in, he's in front, and then look behind him. Who's behind him? A bunch of alpha males, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got Dana White, bro. You got John Jones, bro. Like, I mean,
even alpha females, man. Tulsi Gabbard, bro. Imagine,
bro, right?
Those fighters. Did you guys see those fighters? Man,
bro.
Those girls ones that were fighting in front of the Tyson fight, man, they were going at it. Those girls.
Nah, bro, I didn't watch that because I was like, you know what, man? There's no way I'm getting suckered into this freaking thing, man. You know, watching.
I thought those girls were, man. This girl, man, her head.
Yeah, I heard there was
a garnet hanging out of her eye, bro. Like they were locking them. But the reason they're so mad too, right, is because of all those things that left. See, if Trump would have won or whatever, yeah, they would have been all mad going nuts with her. But they're even more mad because the Latinos came out and Trump went up on every demographic. Hey, the blacks were higher. He got like 51% of the women. I mean, that's the whole thing, and that's it showed, because that's why I hope these Republicans wake up, because they were trying to compromise on abortion. They were trying to say, oh, we need to be open. Like, nah. They were saying, oh, that's what's gonna this and that. It showed abortion wasn't even no factor at all in the election. Even that's basically the only thing Kamala was running on was abortion. It was abortion, but that was all she ran on, and yet Trump still got 51% of the women vote. So that it wasn't matter. You just focus on all the other issues. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. The left never compromises on that. That's right. We should. You make them overlook, even if they are pro-abortion. But you know what? I want economy, safe spaces for women, whatever. Like, you make them like that. You don't change our values. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't go cave on the party. See, even they're like, you think that the left, since losing so bad like this, they would be examining themselves, but they're not. They're doubling down on, they refuse. They won't ever get away from the rainbow mafia and the trans and all that. Like, they'll never go away from it. Even if, I don't care how much they lose, they're going to say, oh, it's because of for other reasons. But they're mad. They don't know how to act, bro, because that's all they got is race, Trump racism. So imagine now that's out the door, and now you see even the football players, soccer players, everybody, they're all doing the Trump dance. Like the whole world is happy, bro. Everything's good, and so they're going nuts. They don't know how. Like, what are they going to do? So many minorities voted for Trump. What are they going to do? Because imagine the next guy that runs with J.D. Vance. They never called him a racist and all that. Like, so what are they going to do from going forward? Because that's all they had against Trump was race.
Yeah, you know what it is, Jesse, is that you have some of these pundits, bro, that they don't have. They're a one-trick pony. Their whole stick has been, the race card. Like, that's all they know how to do. So now they can't change, bro, because, like you said, I think you do have some of them that they're just stubborn, but I think you have some of them like for example, like guys like what's his name? God, yeah, I'm so bad with names. Jesse Jackson, for example, right? Like, those guys make a career out of race hustling, bro.
Mm-hmm. We get broke off.
That's their whole thing, bro. So you that guy cannot change, bro. He cannot go back and say, yeah, no, guys, I think that it's not that there's racism is a real issue. I don't think that racism is a real issue. I think really it is. I think everybody is right. I think we need to learn from this election and come to terms that, the populace, whether you're Latino, black, or whatever, they care about food prices, gas prices, their freedom, secure borders, all those things. I think we need to consider that maybe that's the case. They can't do that, bro, because that's not they don't know how to do it.
They're terrible on all the issues, and they don't care about that. The left Boy, it boils down to all they care about is killing babies and then the rainbow mafia. That's
Right.
all they care about. They don't, that's their main, and then because that's the satanic. Those are the most satanic,
Right.
and then they're just Marxists. Like all these, that's why all these kids that are all whatever Democrats is because they're getting indoctrinated by these leftist Marxist professors, teachers, and whatever. So they're cheap. That's all they want to talk about race. So that's why they were all over it because of the George Floyd and the BLM or everything racism. They were all over. But the one who started all that, bro, it's been downhill ever since was when Obama, bro. When
Yeah.
he because when that before Obama, bro, no one ever thought about race or nothing like that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
No.
saying? It was till Obama. That's when these Marxists came alive, bro. That's when all of this stuff. That's why hopefully now, like how it started with Obama, hopefully with Trump, it like kills that back, eh?
I don't think they'll have a choice, Jesse, because I think they don't have a choice but to either get rid of these people that won't change the way they're coming after Trump. The, they'll have to get rid of them. I think the networks will have to. The networks will have to get rid of those people, and you're already hearing rumors about like supposedly the Views trying to get somebody in there that's more of a Trump supporter,
Yep.
that sort of thing. But I had a question, bro. Cause I don't know how long. You let me know when you're ready to roll, bro. Because I could talk forever. Once you get off, but I wanted to make sure I asked you this question because how obviously now it's not over, bro. Like we got to keep pushing, right? We got to keep pushing because this is just the beginning of war, bro. With the deep state's not gonna just like lay down, bro, and let let Trump. I mean, you see what's going on right now with Matt Gaetz, bro. This is how you know that he's doing a great job, because the more they hate like guys like Matt Gaetz, you're like, oh, good job, bro. It'd be a problem if they weren't saying anything, right? If they were just like, oh yeah, good job, I'd be like, nah, forget it, bro. I don't want Matt Gaetz. You know what I mean? Right?
Whatever the media says, push it out. It's the opposite.
That's like Marco Rubio, bro. How come you don't hear a lot of criticism about Marco Rubio, bro? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, is that a good pick? But I wanted to ask you this question, bro. So one of the proposals Donald Trump is throwing out there is birthright citizenship, getting rid of birthright citizenship. I'll tell you where I stand. I'm with it, even though that's how I'm a citizen. But I can get into that. Where are you at with this, bro? And how are we going to defend this? Because it's gonna your chat, your comment page is gonna go wild, bro. Once that comes up to get voted on.
I don't know. I haven't really thought too much on it, eh? So I probably won't be in favor of it, eh? I don't know, but I haven't really thought too much in it, eh? I just hope he opens up. Hopefully, he'll open some type of citizens some way. He'll open something up because the last one that did it was Reagan, and that will kill the left. If it's Trump that does something like that that helps the Latinos, they'll have the Latino vote for the next 40 years if Trump.
Well, the problem with that though, Jesse, is that history shows us that didn't work for Reagan, because Reagan did it. He didn't get credit for it, and you didn't have the results that you would think, where now you would have expected for Latinos to be voting Republican from that point forward. That's not what happened.
Well, now we have the internet and all that now, and all of us, a bunch of people are going to be blasting. They're going to be more informed. Before that, so everybody was just focused on. I mean, only had the news, eh? But now a lot of people don't even hear the news, so all of us will be blasting it and all that. So I don't know, but
we'll be ready to blast it, bro. Be ready. That's why I'm bringing this up, because I thought about that, and I thought about you, because you're out there, bro, and you are like probably the biggest voice for Latinos that I know of. I don't know of it. I mean, how many times have you been to the White House, bro? Like 8, 9 times now?
6. I only went 6. Hopefully, I'll go again this term when it comes in. Hopefully.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just letting you know, bro. Heads up, you better start thinking about it. But no, you make a good point. Is that at least there's platforms now. I'll be honest with you personally. I'm not for it, because I just feel like you're rewarding a crime. If you believe that, if we want to be consistent, intellectually honest, I mean, if you're breaking a crime, crossing a border, I just feel like you're being rewarded, you know, if you get amnesty. I think I'm all for returning people back, like, you know, like he did last time, and giving them a path for citizenship. You know, unfortunately, I think we have to go through like a cycle of, you know, it's gonna suck until the whole thing can get fixed. Hopefully, God willing, at some point we can have a better immigration system where people don't have to come here illegally and risk their lives. It'll be easier for our people to be able to come here legally. You know what I mean? To even visit, bro, even to go to Disneyland. See, that's the problem, is that the it's too difficult, right?
Yeah.
And so once they fix that, bro, I don't think the people in Mexico would have a need. And the reality is, the other thing, in my opinion, also is that I think it's anti-Mexico to constantly be taking their youth. We're
Any
taking their
country,
youth, bro.
yeah,
We're taking the
losing
people,
all their people, yeah.
right? You know, when I was a kid, bro, I grew up. I mean, I don't know, you know, if you grew up going to Mexico, but I spent my summers in Mexico as a kid, and I would get sent there to work the fields and the farms with my uncles and my grandparents. And when I was a kid growing up, it was all young kids out there. You know, me and my cousins, and you saw other families out there working the land, bro. And then fast forward, I go as a young adult, and all that's gone, bro. All that's gone. Why? Because they're all over here. All my cousins are over here now, right?
Yeah.
So you've lost the youth, bro. So like, if you love Mexico, you would support policies that would not allow their people to come here. They're the losing youth. And I think also we need to change the narrative that the Mexican people need to hold their own country accountable. Make Mexico great again, man. You know what I mean?
The Biden administration did that because Obama was tough on the border. So was Clinton. They were both, Obama deported they were both, like, mostly always, all the presidents were about the border and like that. But it was once Biden came in and all that, he totally opened it. He jacked it all up. You know what I mean? Because like I said, Obama, even Clinton's in them used to say to build the wall and all that. Like, it was all bad. But once Biden came in, that's like, but it would have even been worse if Kamala would have won. She would have continued even worse. But like, maybe this, even whatever happens, will make them slow their roll, the Democrats. But they showed their hand. They showed what they had become. And like I said, it all started since after Obama. After Obama, their party. That's why I always tell everybody, it's not the same Democrats. Like, even look who, like you said earlier, Tulsi Gabbard, all that. Like, look who's right there. Kennedy. That's like the most famous Democrat. Yeah, what bigger Democrat is Kennedy? But having a Kennedy. That's like the biggest of the Democrats. Like Kennedy, Musk, Tulsi. They were all Democrats. They see all these Latinos, the minorities, everybody going for Trump. So their heads are probably exploding right now. Like, what? All these Democrats, they're so whacked out. They're so whacked out, Marxists, socialists, that nobody wants this woke agenda. We're all against this woke stuff, but they're not seeing it. They're not seeing it, bro. So hopefully they'll continue to lose.
Yeah, I think birthright citizenship is going to be like super controversial, bro. That's going to be a rough one to sell to the Latino community. In my opinion, I'm good with it. No other country does it. I know many Mexicans, you know, I'm just calling out Mexicans just because that's just what I know. I don't know if any other countries are doing the same, but I mean, I have family in Mexico that, you know, they'll bring their pregnant wives and cross over to Texas, have the baby. Now that baby's an American citizen. They bounce back home. You know what I'm saying? And now that kid is an American citizen just because geographically he was born on this side. I mean, that's how. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite.
Why they have to fix those loopholes that allow, because some of them, they come over here even illegally. They'll come or say they're going to visit or whatever. They'll come and then they'll do that. So they have to fix. They should put that in there. Like, even when they're like coming, even the right way, they should say, okay, if when you come, you have to sign a check here that if you have your child while you're there, that it's not gonna, like, they little things like that. They just have to fix it all up, man.
Yeah, and that's the issue, bro. Is like, you know, you get somebody here in a school visa or a work visa, right? They're not here as a citizen. They're here on a temporary status. They have a baby. That baby's now an American citizen. And now you get into the whole DACA argument again. Now you're like, oh, separating families. Like, nah, bro, the parent was here on a visa. So we start all this nonsense again, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's why to me it's like, unfortunately, it's what has to happen. And before anybody calls me a hypocrite, I had nothing to do with it, bro. I wasn't born. My parents made this decision. You know what I mean? I mean, I love Mexico. I love the tacos and the food and the people. I mean, had I been born there, I wouldn't have known any different, you know? But it is what it is. But yeah, man, you know, just I didn't know if you had given it any thought.
All right, man. Good talking
All
to
right,
you
brother.
guys.
Well, thanks for hanging out, Jesse. I appreciate it, man.
No problem, man.
Keep
All right,
up the good
Alfred.
work.
All right, brother. Hey,
All
thanks so
right,
much,
brother.
Jesse. Whoa.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
All right, brothers.
Awesome, bro. Bro, the founder right there, bro. That's Lexi right there, bro. 2000. You hit it right in the nail, bro. Jesse was not doing. Jesse was out in the streets, bro.
Yeah.
You know, just talking to people, and just really he found out, you know, being a Democrat wasn't something he wanted to support, bro. Because I think he started seeing early on, you know, who the Democrat were. I mean, these are people that, you know, their policies are taking advantage of people, meaning through policies, right? Because think about it, the reason why we can't get the immigration fix is because a lot of the policies from the Democrat Party, you know. Who did the cages? Obama, Democrat. You know, the only person that actually did try to help was Clinton, and I got to give him a little bit of credit with a couple things.
Yeah, Norma Al Gomez. I know a hospital in Mission, Texas, who went broke due to Mexicans. Well, you hit it now, but I guess coming. Yeah, I can't read it. Broke due to Mexicans coming to deliver their child here and then go back to Mexico and collect all the benefits of the kids. And that's something that I forgot to mention. That's another good thing, right? Because who's paying for? You know, I don't believe that when they come over, they're paying the hospital bill. They're probably getting some sort of Medi-Cal assistance or some sort.
Right. That's true. That's true.
I mean,
a lot of them do qualify, because think about it. Some of the policies now allow these people to come in. Come on, there was an app, you know, like an app, and you get benefits, gift cards.
Yeah.
I mean, EBT cards, right? And these are all Medicaid.
Yeah.
I mean, people come in here already with all that. While you have DACA recipients that can't even get, you know, they still got to pay for their driver's license.
Yeah.
They're still paying through the TIN number, right? They're still paying taxes, but they can't get any kind of help. No Medicaid, no benefits.
Yeah.
So come on, something's going on here, right?
Yeah, you know, interesting that he didn't really give any thought to the birthright citizenship. Good thing I gave him a heads up, bro, because shout out. You can thank me later, Jesse. You better you take the time to really form your thoughts on that, because when that comes up, I think
believe me,
he's
come
gonna,
up. It will come up.
Yeah.
I think it will come up. People think about it. Somebody said it that, hey, that's what they were running towards the end. I mean, towards the end, they were running for that. They were saying like, hey, he's even gonna deport citizens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, citizens. These are young kids, you know, that were just like you mentioned. They were here. They have no opportunity. They just came and gave, you know, the parents gave birth here, and then now they're back in Mexico taking advantage of the system. Somebody's got to hold all these people accountable.
Yeah.
They're not here. They're not putting into the system. You can't take out of the system. You know, somebody said, Sal Briones says, the real Democrat Party is no longer alive. The new one fully consumed them with ungodly, unholy passions, turned over to debased mind. That's so true, brother.
Yeah.
That is so true. Hey, thanks so much, Sal Briones. Sal Briones he's on it, bro. He's actually on YouTube. He's keeping up with the conversation, bro. But it's true.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is that I wanted to ask Jesse. I told you I could talk to him for an hour, bro. But I know he's like, I'm out of here, bro. how long did I keep him on, Alfred?
For an hour, brother.
An hour? All right, that's long. Was he already sending you a message like, hey, bro, I gotta go?
No, he wasn't. No, he's really cool, man.
But I think apparently 30 minutes is normally his cap. So I guess I gotta be thankful he gave us all 60, right? I doubled
60, bro. Doubled up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much. Hey, everyone, if you guys want to be part of this conversation, man, we do have a phone line where you can call in. Now you can call in directly, 714-464-0747. You'll be able to participate that. Unfortunately, some people say, hey, why don't I join the conversation Instagram? Instagram is getting bombarded just as much as YouTube, as much as Facebook. You guys know that Lexit is the #1 organization, conservative organizations that's actually getting so much shadow ban, bro.
Yeah.
Every single platform, bro. You can't, you're seeing the numbers, and we're seeing this. We're seeing this a lot drastically. Even though you might think, man, some of the most social media platforms, just like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, shadow banning, bro.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't say anything. You can't go against the narrative because they want to shut down. They want to hold you, shadow ban you. You can't reach a higher audience. But if you want to participate, go ahead and dial in now. 714-464-0747. We'll go ahead and plug you in.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him too, bro, is I wonder what his thoughts are on why, the black community isn't waking up as fast as Latinos are. I have a theory, but I wonder what his theory was. And my theory...
Yeah, and well, you know what? But they are. And the reason why you might not see a huge drastic change, but if you think of it from the Biden, from the time, the 2020, to now, we've seen a drastic change on the black community on percentages.
Well, I mean, I think I was looking at a poll earlier, but it was something like, I mean, I think it says here, nationally, about 8 in 10 black voters supported Harris, right?
8 in 10.
Yeah. So it says, Trump was able to make slight inroads with black voters nationally, who made up about 1 in 10 voters across the country. Nationally, about 8 in 10 black voters supported Harris, but that was down from about 9 in 10. So, I mean, it went from 8 in 10 to 9 in 10, bro. I mean, my question is, or what I'm saying is, the Latino, we went, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like in the 20%, 28% or something like that of the vote.
I saw 33 as high as
33. Okay. Let's say 33 to 50. Well, I don't know. Jesse said 55. I think we were saying 53. Okay, that's fine. We'll say 53 just to be conservative. That's a huge jump, bro. So it's just interesting that for some, it's taking black people a lot longer than us Latinos to get red pilled, Right. And I don't know, maybe is the border, I guess, I would have to say, if I had to think about this, like on the spare of the moment, I think that I can see more black people not being turned off by abortion than Latinos. That's something if I think of just that issue, right? I can see black people, or like the black vote, not being as concerned about, not being turned off by the Democrats' position on abortion.
Well, you also got to understand, man. I think for the most part, I think in Trump's first term in office, I think he was getting a lot of people in the black community back in work. Remember, they were being there. You saw the labor force just growing tremendously. Okay, so you saw that big, huge jump on that, and I'm not saying that they're lazy or they're not.
Oh, you're implying, bro. Is that?
I'm just saying.
Careful.
I'm applying. No. What I'm applying is that there was more opportunity for the black community as much as for the Hispanics.
Yeah.
Right. So there was opportunity. So what Trump did is he provided a way to make money legally, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that really helped. That really helped us. In a sense where it provided an opportunity for the minority communities to really just make a living.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. Less on taxes, right? Less on having a job.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. Just my own family, we had more opportunities. Less chunk being taken away from us. Now it's outrageous.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I think I'm not going to be surprised if next election, if Trump is able to accomplish a lot of what we're hoping he accomplishes, works out. But yeah, guys, we're gonna play this clip here because it looks like what's his name, Morning Joe host Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, apparently they went and met with Trump.
I mean, and you got to think, man, who these people are, bro. Think about it. This is one of
who would have thought.
Who would have thought, right? These are some of the main apologists, we call them, right? These are the people on the left that are constantly going against the grain, right? In regards when it comes down to Trump. I mean, think about it. They were the ones who kept on 24/7 speaking of how dangerous the rhetoric of Donald Trump was when he's in these rallies, right?
Yeah.
But here they are, coming in with their tails between their legs and going into, having a quick discussion to meet Trump, to a meeting to call a refresh conversation, right? To be able to say, hey, let's erase, let's bad guys be bad guys, right? And let's start this over, right? I mean, it's only taking about 7 or 8 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go ahead and play and see what happened here at this meeting, I guess, according to them, right? Let's go ahead and hit play. Let's see what's up.
Asked and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful, he was upbeat, he seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we?
Because he's a threat to democracy, supposedly, because he's a fascist and a racist, because he's the next Hitler, supposedly. Isn't that interesting? Was that the end of the clip?
That was the end of the clip. Look, what's really shocking to me is that these two knuckleheads, right? They got caught. It's not even them. They got caught by their own staffers. They went into this meeting to Mar-a-Lago, right, to meet with the president, and you had staffers coming out and just, pretty much blasting them, right? Pretty much saying like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And look, even Joe, right?
Yeah.
Joe comes out and says, we met about what? The number one issue that he talked about, what was it? Abortion. You know what I mean? Like, this is what these people, how evil it is. This is their number one priority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Joe is already pretty much saying, we went and talked to him. We talked about the main issues, which was abortion and, immigration and all these things. You know what I mean? But I think for the most part, man, I think they got caught. They're getting blasted by their own staffers. And I think that's why they needed to make this video.
Yeah. I don't know. Did she say, I didn't hear her say this. I'm reading the article and I guess it quotes, what's her name? Brzezinski saying what we did agree on is a restarting communication. Brzezinski said, noting that her father, I guess her father's name is Zbigniew Brzezinski, national security advisor to under Jimmy Carter, would speak to world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. So I'm not really sure what it's up to. Well, obviously Trump, it sounds like Trump reached out to them, right? To see if they wanted to come speak, and they took him up on it. Not really sure what Trump's. See, I want this media to die. I want this media to die. Like I don't think I agree. See, this just shows you that Trump's a good dude, and he keeps giving people opportunities here. In this case, it seems that he's trying to give them an opportunity. He's like extending an olive branch again. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, like they're on the ropes.
I just want to say this. You're onto something, okay? And the reason why I'm saying you're onto something is because, look, guys, anybody that's on the left, right? And look at them. It's coming from them. Look, They're the ones who are going where? Isn't them the ones who were propagating all this nonsense about him being racist,
Right.
him being misogynist, hating people? He hates immigrants, right? And this is coming out of them saying, "Hey, we went in tomorrow. We took that step, right? We want to what? Refresh, restart, right?
Yeah, restart the conversation.
So what happened to all those 7 years? I mean, what? I mean, this is what?
Listen, I'm all for forgiveness, Jesse. Jesse, Alfred. I'm all for the whole forgiveness, and I appreciate Trump. He's like the opposite of people say, like the whole vindictiveness thing.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the upside for him here. Again, they've proven to him time and time again that they cannot be trusted. We want this media to be, we want this propaganda machine to be shut down. And all you're doing is you're freaking giving it breath. By you inviting them over and having this restarting the conversation, it's like you're giving it. I don't know what was said. I mean, maybe like, hey guys, you guys might as well just quit. You know what I mean? And like get into the whole podcast game, or I don't know. But I don't want Republicans or anybody from the Trump administration going on any of these propaganda platforms. There's no upside for them. But the election proved it, that there's a new media, right? That there's a new media, which is the podcast. It's on the internet, okay? And that these CNN, MSNBC, who else is ABC? They're on their dying breaths, man. And every time a conservative goes on a show, you're just extending them. You're reviving them a little bit. What's up, Alfred?
Oh no, I was talking to him.
Can you put the comment section back on?
Sure.
I don't know if but yeah, so I don't know what to think about it, Alfred. And when I read this, that's kind of what's been my concern is that he's continuing to do this. And I don't think this time around it's a case of him being naive,
right.
Like thinking. I think he is hopeful. He's hopeful that maybe they'll try to be fair, but I don't know, man. I think he's giving them an out, is what it sounds like. He's giving them an exit route to get off the current negative narratives that they're using, and he's giving them an opportunity to exit the woke narratives and actually try to go back and now have some common sense and some normal discourse, if you will, right? So I don't know who's this. Basically, ME. Let's see, on X, according to the New York Times, Harris burned through a whopping 10 million on election day eve alone. Holy smokes! Yeah. Adrian M. I think legacy media knows they're in trouble. Joe and Mika are bought and paid for by big Democrat donors. They're bootlicking. But the thing, Adrian, the problem is that I would normally agree with what you just said, but they are not the ones that reach out to Trump. Trump invited them, and they took the opportunity. So I don't think you can necessarily call it bootlicking. If anything, Trump seems to be doing the bootlicking here. I don't know what his motive is by having these people come over. The election shows they have no influence. They have no influence, no power, their voice has been ignored. And so at this point, why are we even acknowledging them anymore? They're no longer relevant. Let's start treating them that way. They're not relevant. Joe Rogan is relevant, right? Theo Vaughn is relevant. I don't know who else is out there. Tim Pool is relevant. Shows like the Sean Ryan show, those are relevant. Steve Bannon War Room, those are relevant. So here you have the opportunity to basically end it. Like it's over. It's a wrap. So I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. But what do we got queued up here, Alfred?
I think we got we do have the do you want to talk about the disrespect to the you're going to prison?
Oh, no. So check this out, guys. I'm sure some of you guys have already seen this on X, but so we know now why, right? They're freaking out. Like we were just talking to Jesse is we see them just freaking out over Matt Gaetz, right? Mm-hmm. This is how you're like, heck yeah, man. heck yeah, Trump. These guys are freaked out of their mind. It would be a problem if they were so quiet, because the one person I do see they're pretty quiet about and don't seem to be making too much of a fuss about is Marco Rubio. Okay. You guys all probably forgot Marco Rubio was appointed. Why? Because you're not hearing any backlash. That's concerning to me. Okay.
100%.
That's a concern. That just confirms that what a lot of us suspect is that he's a rhino. Okay. Is probably true, because the establishment seems to be okay with Marco Rubio right now. Right. But who are they not okay with? They're not okay with Matt Gaetz. And we're going to show this clip, which I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you open it up, Alfred, this is, I guess this is a leaked video, right? And this is supposed to be click on it real quick. Yeah. So DOJ chief exposes Trump indictment. And here we have the audio and the video evidence that the whole thing was a scam. So let's go ahead and make sure you have the volume, because I think it's kind of low, Alfred. Yeah, it's all the way up. Yep.
Who's stacking charges and rearranging things just to make it to the case? No, honestly, I think the case is nonsense. Every real estate person in New York does what he did. Nobody's ever been charging us.
Those felonies did nothing to stop Trump from running.
No, in fact, they made him irrelevant.
Did that backfire?
Sure did.
And that was that Alvin Bragg's choice to do that? Or why?
Because Alvin's very ambitious.
What do you mean?
He wants to be, something. I don't know what. Mayor. I'm not saying what he wants to be, but I know he's not happy just being the DA in New York County. So this is like before he decided to prosecute Trump. Did you know who he was? You did now.
What was the point of even doing it then?
To make him a convict.
Make him what?
A convicted felon.
Well, so you can still run for presidency and.
Yeah, but it affects his candidacy.
There you go. So there's the evidence, guys. So it's no wonder that they're freaking out that Matt Gaetz has been nominated to be the next Attorney General of the United States, because, it's these guys are so stupid. They always get caught with these lunches with women, right? It's always a video of them having lunch with a woman, right?
That's so true.
And she's recording them the whole time. Bunch of knuckleheads, man. That should be your first freaking clue, right?
I mean, I like it when OMG, right? What's his name? O'Keefe Media, right? He's always sending the girl. I mean, he's sending nice girls to doing interviews to these guys that are just singing, bro. Singing
they keep
like birds.
falling for it, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, golly, it's like, God, you're right.
Yeah, and that probably has to do because they always think everybody agrees with them, so they have nothing to worry about, right? Nothing to worry about. I can speak freely here at this lunch dinner and tell this woman about everything, about how the whole thing's a scam, how they're what do you say, they were layering charges, right? And also they can call him a convicted felon, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's just
this is happening everywhere, man. Look at it. They're not even trying to hide it, bro. They're not trying to hide it anymore. I mean, it's out there. I mean, they know. I mean, we've been talking about this for many years, man.
Yeah.
That the only way that these people are going to do if they take on lawfare, right? Meaning like they control certain departments like AGs, right? And it's happening everywhere. Think about it. These people in Georgia, who was it? It was an attorney general, right?
Yeah.
Who in New York, who is it? An attorney general. In Florida, who was it? Jack Smith, right? These people are out there with these mindset, bro, that they're just puppets. And to be honest with you, I think they're puppets, and they're just, the money that is being offered is just too much, for them not to pursue someone.
Right.
And it's unfortunate, right? Look, Letitia James, look, in New York, you know what I mean? Perfect example.
Yeah.
She ran on getting Trump, you know what I mean? And so that was her main thing. And then when you start looking into, who funded these people, the Soros organization, right? Jeez.
Yeah. So what's the next one we got, Alfred? I think we had the they were talking about these guys they're lawyering up. Is that what we got coming up?
We got the AP, how the president rests. I think this one is the one that you're talking about. DOJ, FBI officials.
Yeah,
contact
so the
lawyers to
DOJ.
protect-
So
Yep.
yeah, along this whole same conversation, the DOJ and FBI officials contact lawyers as potential Trump. You took it away.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about
That's
that,
okay.
sorry about
Put
that.
it up. But yeah, they're talking about the AG. So let's go ahead and watch this clip, this report here. Because these guys are. Why would they be running for lawyers? What are they worried about? What's the problem?
Man, bro. Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and
A sense of alarm is building among officials at the Justice Department and the FBI who are bracing for possible revenge prosecutions from the incoming Trump administration. NBC News reports that some civil servants
Revenge
who work on a
prosecutions.
government salary have proactively reached out to lawyers. That's according to 3 people with knowledge of their deliberations. They're worried about the effect of long and costly legal battles. Joining me here in studio, NBC News senior executive editor for national security, David Rode, who reported this story. Also with us, Glenn Kirshner, a former federal prosecutor and MSNBC legal analyst. It's good to have you here, David. A lot of DOJ staffers we had been hearing and you had been reporting were saying there was some nervousness about what might happen, about, frankly, what has been said about the plans for going after people who they felt unfairly went after them. But how has the choice of Matt Gaetz changed the equation, or has it?
It has, and that's the difference. There was worry about congressional investigations. They expected that, but the choice of Gaetz, which was, I think, a real surprise to many people inside the DOJ, signaled everywhere, yes, that he's a lawyer, but he's had no experience prosecuting cases. But most of all, he is a firebrand loyalist, a very vocal supporter of President Trump. And it's seen by people as a choice. It's someone who Trump trusts, and someone who, given the ethics investigation, sort of owes Trump. Trump is sort of protecting him by giving him this new job just before the ethics report comes out. So it has raised fears that there could actually be criminal investigations and prosecutions by the Trump administration of career DOJ and FBI officials.
How would you quantify, or can you quantify, the level of concern right now?
I think it's limited. People are worried about maybe in long investigations. A likely scenario is a special counsel is appointed who will look at all these investigations that could go on for years. People are not worried about actually somehow being convicted and sent to jail. They are adamant. One FBI official former FBI officials said, we did everything above board, but this is a different world, and that you have to prepare for something like this. To be convicted, Trump can order the attorney general to investigate people. That's possible because of the Supreme Court's immunity ruling this spring. But to be convicted, you need a judge to sign off that there is probable cause of guilt. And most importantly, you need a jury to convict. So there's not real fear of going to jail. It's more long, costly legal battles.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn, again, they believe their work has been above board, as he said, leaving them in many cases just baffled about what criminal charges could even be brought against them. What kind of case could a Trump loyalist be able to bring, or at least thinking about bringing?
A vindictive case, a frivolous case, a case that is not supported by any evidence of which we are aware. Chris, we saw a preview of this in the first Trump administration when John Durham was appointed special counsel to do what? Investigate the investigators who investigated Donald Trump. And what do we know? That investigation produced 2 trials. Both trials were just soundly rejected by the jury with not guilty verdicts, prompt not guilty verdicts. And when you have a candidate like Donald Trump make a pledge that he will be your retribution, this feels like it could be Donald Trump's revenge tour. So just the fact of lengthy investigations and prosecutions, even if they are vindictive and they are
Yeah, guys. So, isn't it? Yeah, vindictive. What did he say? Vindictive cases.
Yep.
Vindictive cases, right?
I mean, think about it. Who's been under investigation for quite some time now? Matt Gaetz, remember?
Yeah.
Remember, he was investigated for supposedly having sex with a minor, right? Found not guilty, right? I don't know. This guy, he's been put to trial in multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Nothing, right? And now he's appointing him, and Matt Gaetz as the AG, and here we are. The left is screaming in the top of their lungs that this guy is going to be vindictive. He's going to bring all these cases exactly what you just did to him. He's gonna just follow the law and do everything according to the law. He's a lawyer. He understands. But what are they trying to play down on him? That he doesn't have the experience, bro. He's got license. He's a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and the thing is that it's interesting how these lawyers are so concerned about, just the fact that they have to defend themselves. I mean, Trump's been defending himself for 8 years now. Right.
Adrian M says because Biden's DOJ wasn't vindictive at all, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Right in the money. Right. Basically, an underscore ME, he says exactly what they did. Right. That's exactly what we're talking about.
And the thing is that we see now that they're now shutting down all the cases they had against them, even the one that they found them I guess guilty for,
right?
Which I think was it the Stormy Daniels? Yeah,
correct.
The Stormy Daniels case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I guess they found him guilty already, and he was waiting for his sentencing. And I guess today they're coming out with, it sounds like they're gonna shut that whole thing down too. So, like, what's the problem? Is he guilty or not? I mean, was this a real conviction or not? Because if it's a real conviction, then you should be proceeding with the punishment here.
That just shows you, man, that it's kind of like this. That just shows you that, that everybody's under the law and until the law comes in and hits you, right? For example, the DOJ, they have a policy that they can't go after an elected president, or a president. So therefore, quietly, they're trying to dismiss the case. Why? Because they can't go after it. There's a policy for it, right?
Yep.
But yet again, look, throughout the last 4 years, right after he came out of office, what happened? They launched a full-on persecution against Donald Trump on all these cases. Think about it. New York, Georgia, right? Florida, right? So think about it. They weren't being vindictive.
Yep.
See, that's what we're trying to show you, the hypocrisy here.
Oh yeah, 100%. So I see this here.
E.G. Carroll. It wasn't it E.G. Carroll? Yeah, that's right. E.G. Basically underscore Emmy. He says, wasn't that the E.G. Carroll? Question mark? No, that's right. You're right. The E.G. Carroll. Remember, that was actually something that happened where he was accused for rape, right? And
Well, so I got this. Tom Fitton, I guess, on Twitter posted breaking news. Good news report says. Says coming in from @RealDonald Trump, administration prepares to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program. I still don't understand. I saw Tom, the new border czar.
mm-hmm.
He was being interviewed. Forgot where he was, but he was being interviewed, and they asked him like, how are you gonna go and because they need to have local officials help. Like they can't, that I know of. I don't know if this national emergency is, but we know they can't just go into the prison and take them. Because the whole thing is that they if they arrest an illegal immigrant, they notify ICE. Then they'll hold them for ICE so that when they release them, ICE is there to get them. So they're not willing to cooperate, right, with all of this. The only thing I can think of is, and this is something I thought about. I saw this somewhere else where somebody was asking, like, how is that not aiding and abetting, right? Like if you and I were harboring an illegal immigrant here in our house, we would be in violation of the law.
Right.
We would be aiding and abetting a criminal alien.
Correct.
So how is I would assume that governors of states or any official that would aid and abet is not immune from being held responsible, just like you and I would be for harboring any kind of criminal, right? So this is why it's so important to get Matt Gaetz, man. If you get no one else, you got to get Matt Gaetz in there, because that position is going to help them a lot. Because if there is crimes being committed by having these sanctuary state policies, I'm very confident Matt Gaetz is going to start going after whoever he needs to go after that's violating the law and enforcing the law, because we can't have it, man. And I don't know if you saw too, where they had that, I wish I would have had it up, but you had that in the Senate floor. You had that Democrat going out there and laying out their shadow government right? That he was laying out all the different positions, openly confessing that they are going to have a shadow government, right? To undermine the actual government of the United States. So it's crazy. These guys are bold. They don't even care, you know. And it's also funny listening to these guys talk about how this person isn't qualified, that person isn't qualified. You know, what's the guy, the Fox News anchor that they keep making fun of? He's what, our new defense is a defense secretary?
believe he's under the armed forces, right? I think he's under the
well, I think it's defense secretary, right? He's the guy from Fox News.
Correct. Yes.
And they're counting him like he's not qualified. Bro, we're in the verge of World War III. You literally have Putin talking about, hey, if one ballistic missile crosses into our border, we will shoot out we will have a nuclear, we will respond with nuclear weapons, right? I mean, how much worse can you get, bro? Like we have incompetent people, and the nerve for these people to talk about all of these appointees not having the experience. Like one of the most ridiculous ones is how they're coming after Tulsi Gabbard, talking about she's a Russian asset.
Right.
She's literally in the military right now.
That's true.
She's in the U.S. military. I think she's a reservist at the moment.
Correct.
I believe, you guys can fact check me, she has or had some sort of secret clearance already.
Correct.
So it's absurd. It's interesting how much they are going after her and Matt Gaetz. You know, I mean, they're going after all of them, but right now they seem to be the focus. And there's why? Because so when you think about Matt Gaetz, they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to go to jail. And Tulsi Gabbard, it's because they want war. They want war, and they're not going to have war with Tulsi Gabbard.
She's going with the National Intelligence, right? Committee, I believe. Intelligence, right?
Let's see. Tulsi Gabbard. Let's see.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's part of the National Intelligence Director. I think that's what she's going with. And that's the scary part. Remember, this is the Tulsi Gabbard that was put into a list. Remember? She was put into this list.
TSA, Director of National
Intelligence.
Yep. Yeah, right.
Right. And then this is the woman that was put into this list. You know, kind of like she's in the military and she's been portrayed as a terrorist, a terror watch list. So can you imagine that?
AOC's after her big time, man. I don't know if we have she's been going on and just hammering and just out there constantly accusing Tulsi Gabbard about let's see, AOC on. I saw her she's just on this whole campaign to just go after Tulsi Gabbard, and she's talking about how she's pro-war, that she's a danger, she's a Russian asset. John Bolton's out there saying the same thing. And I don't know what AOC's. So there's two things with AOC. She is big time pro-war and really wants to keep this war in Russia. And the other thing is,
you'll be amazed, bro. I mean, I saw a video where Matt Gaetz is walking in the hallways of in the hallways of Congress, bro, and he's showing everybody, everybody's doorstep, right? And he's saying, look, this person is so and so, and look how much they're investing into, how much they're putting into the stocks, right? Yeah. It's like, look at how much this person, bro. And the sad part is that it's all available. It's all out there. It's public, in a public domain. People are able to see that these people are trading. They're in Congress and they're investing money into the stocks,
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I wonder how much of this has to do with AOC being threatened by Tulsi Gabbard, because you're starting.
I mean, I believe that, man. When you're AOC and you remove your pronouns off your signature, there's something going on, bro. There is something going on. You know what I mean? There's something going on where, think about it. The last time she removed her pronouns, you had people reaching out to her and saying, "Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Why did you remove your pronouns? That's a disrespect to to the they them people." You know what I mean? Yeah,
I think what it is two things. Tulsi Gabbard is pro-war, obviously, and I also think there's another piece to this that she's threatened by Tulsi Gabbard because you're hearing people starting to mention AOC as a potential presidential nominee
for 2028.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
my goodness.
You haven't heard that, bro?
I heard that. Yes.
I've
seen that.
He was over here nice and quiet, and he just like almost fell off his stool when I said that.
But that is true. That is true. Look.
So they're trying to throw her name out there, and which is absolutely absurd, right? That you would even mention that. But again, I mean, she is popular. I mean, I guess that's what Democrats, the only thing you need to qualify to be a Democratic nominee is, I guess, just be popular.
Yep.
Be popular. I mean, she is pretty. Okay. So she is attractive. So she's marketable, but she's an idiot. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But Tulsi Gabbard, on the other hand, is a beautiful woman. And actually, like you said, she's an alpha woman.
Alpha woman. She's an alpha female woman, man.
She's super smart and intelligent.
Super smart, intelligent, and she's training. Like you said, she's military. She has all this training background. She's been, and she's she was part of. I think she was a senator out from Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah.
You know what I mean? So she understands. She understands what's going on in Congress. Completely.
Yes, she's qualified for the job, and really, when just to be real. Okay, because I heard a really good analogy that somebody said on one of the many shows that I watch is for a man.
Thank you, basically _Emmy. He said the new Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. He worked at Fox.
That's right. That's who we were talking about. Yeah, thanks, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. But so fellas and women, I'm sorry, don't get offended over this. I'm hoping you can. How many women we got in here before I say?
There's so much.
Before I say something,
we got a lot. We got so many.
Yeah.
Sandy Rigg. We got Renee.
Sandy Rigg. Okay.
Quite a few, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, so this is an analogy somebody said, right?
Mm-hmm.
If voting for a woman to lead you as a man, okay, it's like. For us, we're naturally the protectors. We're naturally feel like we're leaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, imagine, the president's supposed to be the commander in chief. They're in charge of keeping us safe, for example, right?
Right.
So you're asking men to vote for a woman to keep them safe. And what to make this relatable is if in the middle of the night, right, an intruder came into the house. Right? As a man, if I said to my wife, go take care of it, you know what I mean? That's like,
oh my goodness, you're in bed, bro. And all of a sudden, you're like, babe, there's noises downstairs. There's noises down there. Go check it out.
Go check it out. Right? That's what you're asking men to do, right? So what that means is,
and no disrespect to the women out there. I know there's some alpha male women.
Well, I'm getting to it, right? Okay. I'm getting there, right?
All right.
I'm getting there. But so think about what kind of woman it would take, fellas, right? Think about what that woman is like that you would bow down. Like if you're walking down the street, right, and you're walking next to a girl,
right,
and there's danger, our natural instinct is to be like, put her behind us. Right, protect, get in between us and the danger, right?
Of course.
But what kind of woman would it take for you for that natural instinct to not be so preeminent, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does she look like? She looks like freaking Tulsi Gabbard, bro. Because if I was 100%. Walking down the street with Tulsi 100%. Gabbard, yes, I'm still a guy. I'm still going to want to protect her. But at the end of the day, I might be like, yo, she's actually probably better trained than I am. Like she's actually, I mean, I know she was a medic, but you'll see videos of her where she's doing a lot of tactical training, I might let her handle it, and I might just have to jump in if she needs my help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
100%. So you got to have that. I mean, there's women out there that a man would support, but it's got to be a very unique woman. It's got to be a alpha woman, right? An alpha woman. I don't mean she doesn't have to be. I have an example. Like I have a friend, a very good friend of mine. She's a sheriff. She's a little small. She's like, she's Korean, bro. So she's small. Okay.
Right.
And she is a deputy sheriff. Okay. When I'm with her, Like, bro, I'm like with one of the homies. I'm with
Right.
another dude, like, you know, for a lack of a better term, you know?
Mhm.
And she just has this vibe, like this energy that, like, honestly, if we were hanging out at home and somebody was breaking into my house, I'd probably defer to her because she's always packing, first of all, right? Because she's a sheriff, right? So I probably would be like, you know, you want to handle this problem? You know what I mean? You want to handle this problem? Even though she's only like 80 pounds. I mean, realistically, yeah, she's not going to overpower any man. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is that there is a dynamic with women like that, right?
Gotcha.
And the thing is that there's not every woman is like that. You know, not every woman puts out that kind of confidence, that kind of energy, you know, but they're out there. You know, we've had other leaders, Margaret Thatcher from, you know, Britain. She was a powerful woman. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so she had that energy, bro, where she walked in a room and like we were talking about earlier, you know, Trump is the alpha of alphas, bro. Okay. He walks into a UFC fight.
Yeah.
You know,
he's like you mentioned, he's walking in the front line. He's not working
filled with alpha males, bro. This is a UFC fight.
100%.
Filled with all these alphas, bro. And he is the alpha of alphas. You know what I mean?
True.
In any room he goes into. I mean, that's the kind of, you know, a woman needs to be able to match that energy. And there's just not a lot. I mean, look, first of all, there's not a lot of men that have that kind of, you know, aura about them to begin with, right? But you know, if the woman's going to be somebody like a Tulsi Gabbard is what I'm saying.
100%.
What is this? Basically, _me. I don't mind a woman leading if no man can lead.
100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, 100%. I've seen that. But I mean, think about it. Guys, when we're talking about, there's certain things that golly, your woman can make a better decision on. You know, for example, I mean, I'm a dad, right? I got girls. So sometimes I'll be like, hey, babe, there's certain things I want to ask her, right? Or guess what? As a male, am I going to be like, you know, trumping all her decisions and on something that's, you know, that I need a female's point of view?
Right.
Oh, hey, it's got to be this way. No, there's going to be some leeway where us as alpha males, we're going to have to say, yeah, babe, I agree with you.
Yep.
That right there, what you just made there, that's a perfect. I stand right behind you. Or do you always tell your wife, hey, babe, what if we go here? No, we're gonna go here.
Yeah,
how would that now, right?
Yeah, no.
Hey, babe, you want to go eat pupusas, or you want to eat, right? There's certain things that they're gonna be like where, you know, it's gonna require the wife, you know, to get involved.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's okay. Just like Emmy right there. I don't mind a woman leading if a man can lead. That's true. That there's males out there that women that are you know, that males are super quiet, timid.
Yeah,
what we talked about, right? Tulsi Gabbard, they're alpha females, right? Let's do this. Let's take care of this issue right now, you know?
Yeah. She just has a different thing about her. You know, again, a lot of masculine traits, for lack of a better term, right? She doesn't seem emotional. She doesn't, you know, seem to be whiny, and hate to say it that way, but you know what I'm saying? And that and just women, so you get it. That's that kind of stuff that guys, we notice it, and it's nails on a chalkboard, right? 100%. You know, the whole nagging, you know, that's the whole thing. That was the problem with Kamala. That's the problem with Hillary. They were that stereotypical nagging woman, right?
I mean, I don't know if you guys missed it, but when you had, you know, Tim, the tampon team, right? Everybody calls on that. But when you had that person meeting, having a quick interview, you know, Kamala Harris had him in the interview, bro.
Right.
Her taking over certain things and just, you know, talking to him, you know, like ranch and doing all this nonsense that just does not make any sense, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, take control, take control, but make sure that you're, you know, saying the right things. You know what I mean? But there's women out there that are like that. There's just no common sense.
Yep.
You know, and no disrespect to any women out there. Okay. I'm not saying that all women are like that. It's just saying like, hey, there's
exceptions to the rule always. Exactly. So settle down, people.
100%, man.
Right. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much all we got for the day. I'm glad you guys showed up. Don't forget do you have anything else, Alfred? Sorry.
No, bro, no, I'm
You're
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, if you're just plugging in away right now and you just said, "Oh, did I miss it?" Yeah, you did, bro. We had the founder, Jesse Holguin, that was just out here the beginning 30 an hour. He was with us right here having a quick discussion about, just going over some of the things that he grew up with in 2006 when when he started Lexit.
2016, I think
2016,
it was.
yeah. And he was discussing that and how back then how things have changed with not only platforms, media,
Right.
in his time. And think about it, times have changed, even from 2016.
Yeah, good conversation. Go back. You guys can go to our YouTube channel. It's Unrestrained Podcast on YouTube. And we were talking that we need to get, we're on Spotify, I think, still, but we haven't been uploading. And
yeah, we got to get on the ball, man. We got to get on the ball with that, man.
Yeah, but help us out, guys. If you guys can go to that YouTube channel, we're talking about getting on X also, which we're using the Lexit platform, which is good. We're very thankful that they allow us to use their platform to help us grow. But at some point, hopefully, we can get our channel going on there as well, and then we'll point you guys in that direction to. What do you call it on X? Do you call it subscribe or follow or follow us on X? I guess is what it is.
I think it's subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's subscribe. So it'll be on both follow on Twitter. I think it's follow and then subscribe. I don't think it's subscribe because you're not
subscribing. You're following. I think
you're just following.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you guys in the meantime could go there, Alfred will probably upload this either tomorrow or the following day. You guys go back and listen to that interview with Jesse, man. Talk to him for about an hour, which was pretty good because I'm told he only lasts like 30 minutes. So he must have enjoyed the conversation.
He was there for an hour. Yeah.
But it was a good conversation. I wanted to kind of find out, obviously he, with 53 or 55% of the male Latino vote going to Donald Trump, he definitely had a lot to do with that. So I wanted to talk to him about it, kind of get, but first of all, I never met the guy. First time I ever talked to him, but I've known of him obviously since the beginning. And yeah, just, the guy's done a lot of good things. And, I wanted to ask him, maybe Sunday we'll get it back on because obviously his name will go down in history, man. I wonder if he realizes that, his name will be in history, bro.
Legacy,
American history. You could, him, Charlie Kirk. I know he's not as known as, that's Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk knows him. Candace Owens knows him. Harris Jr. knows him. He's
but the history book should show that he was a big reason why Donald Trump, obviously 53%, 55% of the vote, and Lexit being the biggest conservative Latino movement, probably has more influence over Latinos than any other. I don't know. I don't know of another.
I don't. I asked around. I said, not even Univision. No, bro. think about it. Univision reaches out to family and people above 50. Lexit reaches out to a lot of young people.
Yeah.
A lot of young conservatives, new conservatives. Right now, there's a huge, awakening from the college age conservatives. So there's a huge movement with that, and we're seeing that not only through the Charlie Kirk, but also through the the Black community as well.
Yeah.
Through Lexit, and so Lexit is out there. Lexit is up there, and Jesse Holguin has been a huge piece, a huge part, on awakening up the Latino community.
Yeah, guys. So man. So keep pushing, guys. We'll see you guys next Monday. Same time. We'll be back here 7-ish. Let's say
7-ish.
Yeah, 7-ish.
Latino time. You know how that goes.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, everyone.